A man's personality and character is exuded through his haircut. Your image is important. Our high-end services range from a traditional haircut and shave to gray blending, beard shaping, and unwanted hair removal. Located at 425 Victoria Avenue East. Book your appointment online now at modernmen.ca or call Tammy, 306-522-4111. Modern Men, a haircut for the modern man.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
No.
Biz Nasty says the Leafs will win the Cup.
How about that?
Can I just say that he's a Leaf fan? He came on the show and admitted he's a closet Leaf fan. So I think when you are making projections for the team that you are a fan of, you're a little clouded.
Just because the lack of recent playoff success, everybody's kind of nervous to make a prediction and put that weight behind the Leafs.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Hello, Canada and Canadian sports fans in the United States of America. I'm just tweeting the poll, by the way, so don't mind me. Poll question today. Might as well get it out of the way, Dupes.
Let's get it out of the way.
Who will have the biggest impact with their new team? Taylor. Oh, dang. I put Taylor Hall in the Sabres. I got to retweet it. Can somebody handle that back there? Taylor Hall with the Bruins or Nick Foligno with the Toronto Maple Leafs? And do we have results already?
We do.
How about that?
How about that?
They're saying Nick Foligno with the Leafs. Wow, wow, wow. We're delving right into this. And I got to say something with apologies to the guy that called me this morning from the down south. Wasn't Chris Jones, but he was saying, hey, did you watch the Braves game last night? Disputed ending in that one. They were throwing debris on the field. You got to talk about the Braves. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's NHL trade deadline, bro. Despite the fact that half of our viewers come from America, I'm not changing what we do. We haven't. This is show number 461. We're not changing what we do now.
No.
So, yeah, and he's a good guy and everything, but he's like, man, you should talk about that. I'm like, no, we'll handle it. It's a very big day in Canada, coast to coast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of, what, Christmas-ish?
Yeah, yes. Oh, sorry. You had me thinking about what our guy Paul said before the meeting about Santa Claus in the mall with a sack over his shoulder. Do you want to delve into that right now? Or paraphrase, or to wait till the quick six?
We can wait till you get there.
Okay, it's kind of in the quick six show topics, and I'm telling you, man, this is ADD central around here. I'm not even ready to go as we start the show here because we're having too much fun recapping our weekend and everything. But Ryan Leslie from Sportsnet Flames coming up here in Hour 1 and Hour 2 from Elite Prospects. USA hockey writer Julie Robenhymer going to join us from Jersey in Hour 2. So it is a big hockey day, but it's not all hockey in the topics. Let's hit it, please, Director Jordan. Might even find some NASCAR in my tickle trunk for you, Jordan. We'll see. Number one. Well, they all loved it here in the cage next door. Number one, NHL trade deadline deals. This is perfect. The 1 p.m. Mountain is the headline or the deadline day today. I'm getting back and forth with my time zones, right?
Right.
On my way here today, which was 9:07 Mountain, I called a CFL guy in the East. I'm not going to name him, and I woke him up.
Wait, they're at
11:07 a.m.
All right.
I woke him up. Just so you know what's going on with some people in the CFL right now.
I guess.
Late night.
Sleep now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the time zone's still kind of screwing me up here. But in the middle of our show, basically, the deadline will be over. So I will get into a little further in the show here. Is Alex Bjork and a third going to the Sabres for Curtis Lazar and Taylor Hall? This rolls into point 2, my weekend NHL leftovers. That is not much of a haul for the Buffalo Sabres for Taylor Hall. And people are saying, he's not the same Taylor Hall, Rod. He's not the guy. He's being paid like he's the same Taylor Hall. Isn't he $7-8 million this year? So what are we doing? When you're trading a rental player, are you not setting up cornerstone pieces for the rebuild of your franchise? Bjork's the centerpiece of the rebuild for the Buffalo Sabres?
I guess.
Did Kevin Adams got fleeced here, didn't he?
I think so. I mean, but I also value Taylor Hall more than, I guess, the Buffalo Sabres valued Taylor Hall.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess the rest of the league, too, because if that's what he ended up pulling the trigger on, and we've been talking about Taylor Hall here for a couple of weeks, you know that they've kind of taken the temperature of the water around the NHL, and this must have been the best fit or the best return that they were going to get, or the only team willing to make a deal. But yeah, it's awfully disappointing, and now Taylor Hall really has to put up now. He has to show up. Otherwise, he is going to own this value now moving forward.
Drew Koser, watching from the Off the Hosel podcast, says Taylor Hall, Boston accent. How do you say Taylor Hall with a Boston accent? They have to maybe Julie Robenhymer can tell us an hour too.
Yeah.
Patrolman Pete's watching in Winnipeg, and he says, "Can someone tell me what's happened to Taylor Hall to lead him to this point?" Maybe let's ask Taylor Hall what's led him to this point. Let's let him say it in his own words. I'm seeing there's a lot of comments coming in from our viewers that pertain to junior hockey and some of the other topics. So I'm going to leave this because there are 2 other national networks in Canada that are all over this, obviously, today. Those are our initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Actually, Foligno to the Leafs, David Riddick to the Leafs. Where are you on the Leafs, okay? Riddle me that.
I think you have to go all in, right? If you're going to make a run, you have to go all in. It is exciting. I think they're both pieces that can make a difference. I mean, Riddick provides insurance if Jack Campbell goes down, if Freddie Anderson can't come back. It's insurance, and Foligno helps. He does help. And I know you talk about the draft picks and giving up a first-round pick, but the GMs, the scouting is so much better, and that late-round draft pick, they're not valuing it the same as they used to, right? That late-round pick is a guy who's not going to be NHL ready right away. So you're looking at 3-4 years before he's going to be an impact player. By that time, you've forgotten about this trade, and they brought somebody else in. So I think they're okay with that.
Obviously, the injury to Freddie Anderson's more serious than you thought. Now they have 4 goalies.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks since Freddie's been here, and we're a month away from the end of the season. But Jack Campbell's the guy right now, and you hope he's hot. You just need to have that insurance policy. And like one play and Jack's down, right? So you got to have some insurance.
Well, I did see this. It was Noodles this morning. My good friend Jamie McLennan from TSN saying if you're going to win a championship, you need depth at every position. And the Leafs now have depth in goal. Who's ever heard of that? But that is a thing. You just, you hope that one of them can get on roll and get hot like Andrei Vasilevsky last year with Tampa, who played every single minute on the way to the Lightning winning the Stanley Cup. And by the way, Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, I don't expect them to be that active. They did it all last year.
Tremendous depth.
And in the offseason,
yeah.
Alex Pietrangelo, Marc-Andre Fleury, Robin Leonard.
Yeah.
Patches.
They'll be okay.
We'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all about melding. Point 3. Boy, I'm going to split points 3 and 4 into CFL 2020 season stuff versus James Franklin retiring on Friday after we went off the air. And my point 4 was European football, European American rules football. A lot of Canadians are migrating to Europe to play pro football over there, and coaches. Joe Paopao, Adam Rita. Who the heck was the latest? Somebody help me out. A lot of coaches are going over there. Guys that are not under contract currently anywhere else. But with the CFL 2021 season, I see guys who, what was with the media sniping at each other? We're trying to call a hockey game Friday night on television, and I'm seeing people talking about the golden age of CFL media reporters throwing shade at each other. I'm like, who? What did I miss? Who are we talking about? Who's throwing shade?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out.
I don't know. But I'm seeing guys tweeting, guys that I respect, that there will be a season. There's going to be a season. And you can just tell where the info's coming from. You can tell where they're getting their direction from. Versus Arash, who reported, was it yesterday from Sportsnet, that 1 week from today, the CFL will announce training camps are officially postponed. I don't know, big city communications and PR. I'm a hayseed farmer. You know that. But if you know they're going to be delayed and don't expect anything to change within a week, why are you waiting a week? Why? What's going to change between now and next Monday? So you got, I have players, I don't know if you saw the DMs here, they're DMing our show account saying, Rod, are we playing this year? And going based on what I know and what I've been told, 60-40 to the no. Now, maybe those reporters that are saying guaranteeing a season, they're obviously talking to other people than me, but I'm extremely confident in the integrity of the people that I'm talking to. And with James Franklin leaving, I'm just going to dovetail off this. James Franklin retiring, we're trying to get him on the air this week. I just put a bug in Clark's ear. Let's hear from James Franklin. Did you see his exit speech on his Twitter?
I saw it. Yeah.
It was a hurting guy.
I know. But these football players want to play football.
Yeah.
Right? And you realize quickly that you only have a finite amount of time, right? We know that Father Time always wins, undefeated. That's the saying. Father Time is undefeated. You only have a finite amount of time. And if you're lucky, you can play into your mid-30s, right? If you're really lucky, you can play into your 40s. And for most players in the world, you can play till you're 20. 25 if you happen to be exceptional and go play junior football, college football, university football. That's it. Mm-hmm. So it is, I understand how difficult it is for the players to walk away. And I know it's smart and you need to take care of your families and all those things, but this is football and you will never, ever get the chance to play the game again. So I get how tough it is.
Yeah. I got to throw in. So my CFL guy that I said that I woke up when I called him, he goes, "You're welcome for the joke, but can you please say that it was just a joke? I was awake."
We didn't even say who it was.
There's no way anybody would guess who it was. I said a CFL guy in Eastern Canada. Boom. It's funny. Thank you. Thanks for the joke. Anyways, John Kirby in Edmonton writes in. He says, on the CFL, think positive thoughts, Rod. I'm positive, John, that nobody can say whether there's going to be a season or there's not. That's what I'm positive about. And in the case of James Franklin, go just look at his Twitter. It's, what is it, Frank the Tank? Something. Just search James Franklin. Just to read his monologue, soliloquy. He's leaving the CFL very bitter. It's not about the way that it's ending. It's about his time in the Canadian Football League. Maybe I took something different away from you. And I want to give James Franklin the ability to come on the air here and explain what he's upset about. He ended it by saying, I don't know what I want, but I know I no longer want football. And I completely understand where he's coming from. It was that exact quote 2 years ago when I transitioned out of my last job. I said, I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want. Remember me saying that?
Yeah.
So it was James Franklin saying the exact same thing, and I know where he is, and I hope that he gets over it sooner than later because, frankly, it was like when I left the Pats in 2010, nobody cares but you. If you're going to carry that chip on your shoulder, nobody cares. Took me 2 years to go back into the hockey rink after I left that team because I was so upset. And then I look back and go, I was the one that hurt. Nobody cared. So that's why when I left the Rough Riders, I delved right back in, had my season tickets, hosted tailgate parties. Like, come on, James, get over it and move on. And I just say that not in a dismissive way, for your own good. He didn't get along with Mark Trestman. He never really got his opportunity in Edmonton. He was starting to shine, and just when he was starting to shine, Mike Riley came back and was healthy. And who are you going to play? You're going to play Mike Riley. He's the league MVP, right?
That's right.
So in the case of James Franklin, not everybody gets the Peyton Manning opportunity. Win a Super Bowl and see you later. Ride off into the sunset. So rare. To go out on their own terms. Is James Franklin going out on his own terms? He's married. I'm not sure if he's got a young family or not. For sure he's married. And he's got to get on with his life, and he's upset that he had a bad experience in the CFL. But that's not the CFL's fault. I hate to see a guy just leave bitter like that.
I know. And you wonder if that's just the start and if this whole situation plays into it, right? About, what it does for your love of the game. And when the business takes over and it becomes about money and not about playing the game, and then it's just like, do I really need this anymore? And you wonder how many other guys are starting to think that and on the fence. And, he takes the leap, and now other guys are thinking, you know what? I can do it too. So you hope it doesn't go that way, and you hope he gets over it, and you hope that, you can start to love the game again.
And so Chris Bird in Toronto says James Franklin had a lot of promise, yet just didn't seem to deliver. Here in Toronto, that was the case. Randolph Zora says James Franklin set the CFL record for most star potential. This is the thing about James Franklin, and I love the guy. Maybe I'll send Clark the photo of me and him and Ricky Ray in my restaurant when they came in. Like, I love James Franklin. But you got the start, dude. It doesn't matter what Trestman's telling you to do. So many guys don't even get that start. You said it. You've had multiple starts, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I guess he can't necessarily retire and say that he didn't get his opportunity. He had his starts. I watched the games. They couldn't move the ball with a pretty good offense. Let's bring James Franklin on and let him say.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea behind it. Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg's watching and says, I know it's a Pats game day, but I was hoping Rod would wear his fresh new ice gear today. I would have, Pete in Winnipeg, but the Pats are playing the ice tonight, and I could not in good conscience wear the other team's gear when they're playing my team. I'd have to kick my own ass. So tomorrow I'll put the Winnipeg Ice hat here because it's beautiful. I just happened to run into the president of the Pats on Saturday wearing a Winnipeg Ice hat.
Oops.
Oh! He was nice enough he didn't say anything. Masters Sunday, Blue Jays versus Yankees tonight. And then Dub Hub, there's my 7th point. The post-Bedard era begins tonight for the Queen City Kids against the Winnipeg Ice. We're out of time. Ryan Leslie's in next from Sportsnet Flames. So this has been the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace, and we'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook, and 24-hour sports talk at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, Would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. We are very appreciative of our next guest joining us because it's a very busy day. Sportsnet Flames, Sportsnet Flames, Ryan Leslie joining us from Calgary on NHL trade deadline day. There is a trade, actually a couple here. The New Jersey Devils trading Dmitry Kulikov to the Edmonton Oilers for a 2022 draft pick. It's conditional. Chicago Blackhawks acquiring forward Adam Gaudette from the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for forward Matthew Highmore. Les, you're looking great. I appreciate the time. How's your life today, man? Is it as frenetic as it seems?
No, it's not too bad because Brad Treliving went out and made a move last night, and I spoke with him this morning. But moving out David Riddick for a third rounder, I mean, considering what the situation would be like as the Riddick would play out, likely not going to be back. So that's a pretty good return for the general manager of the Flames, but certainly a pretty interesting move last night for Calgary and Toronto. I think the Leafs got a really interesting personality. I think they got a good goaltender. He's put a lot of work in. The writing was on the wall, wasn't it, Rod, when they went out and got Markstrom, that you had to think that David Riddick's days were numbered, and they were. So maybe no surprise there. Now we wait to see what happens going forward.
A third-round pick for a rental is a tremendous return. But my first thought last night was cue the fire sale. This is the first of many. The rebuild's on its way, and we sit here and wait today till 1 p.m. our time. If the Flames do move more, do you expect more?
Well, I just checked in with Brad moments ago, and he said nothing. He expects it to be quiet, but he also said that to me last night, too, and then pulled the trigger on a deal. So I'm not sure what to expect. When you look at Derek Ryan, that's a serviceable player there as well. David Riddick mentioned Sam Bennett. That situation continues to be fluid, and Michael Stone as well. I'm going to go ahead and say that we think it's going to be quiet, but you just never know, and you got to have two to tango, as they say. So it's quiet now. But Brad also likes to make things happen on these moments. The stage is set, but I really do believe that when Calgary starts to make moves, it will be in the offseason.
Wow. Well, let me ask you just this. You're a hockey guy. They're playing Riddick more than I thought they would, Les, to be honest. With what they're paying Jacob Markstrom especially. He was the prize free agent signing. Were you surprised that Riddick got as many starts as he did? I was.
Not really, because, first of all, this is a very serviceable goaltender. David Riddick's numbers came down. Also, if you know you're going to move him, you have to play him. So they've played him, they've moved him, and it's all, gone according to the way it probably should. Okay,
Johnny Gaudreau, not expecting him to be moved. He's got one more year left on his deal after this. What about Johnny Hockey there? Because it seems to me like him and Daryl are not long for Cowtown together.
Yeah, I don't expect him to move today. No, not at all. If he is to move, and I know he's happy in Calgary, if he is to move, then I would look for that to be an off-season move. And I think same goes for anybody that we may have questions. If we go up and down the lineup, it just seems as though this is going to be an off-season of interest for the Calgary Flames on a whole lot of levels. So stay tuned, but I don't think today's the day.
All right, cool. Hey, listen, enough of that. Our poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, and by the way, Capital provides Jacob Markstrom his wheels in Calgary. Who will have a bigger impact with their new team, Taylor Hall with the Bruins or Nick Foligno with the Leafs? How would you vote on that?
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Nick Foligno with the Leafs, I think, Rod. I think this is a guy who just is going to seize the opportunity, seize the moment. I think it's a really nice fit. Now, I could completely wrong. I just think so highly of Nick Foligno. The obvious ties are there. This is a nice addition from where I sit, anyhow, and I think it's going to work. And nothing against Taylor Hall. I just think Nick Foligno is going to be the right type of piece. You can go out and look at who's the better player. You can look at numbers, or you can look at good, bad. It doesn't really matter. I just think, for me, Nick Foligno is a really nice addition to a team that could use even more leadership, more intangibles. He's going to fit right in. I know they got a lot with Joe and Spezza and all kinds of veterans, but this is a hard-nosed guy. He's a character guy. He'll be another. I just believe when you're good in the room too, there's nothing wrong with that. I think this is a nice piece.
Ryan, Scotia North Division aside, because you're following it nightly, what is the most intriguing division to you? I'd like to say the Honda West Division, where my beloved Vegas Golden Knights reside, but it's the Mass Mutual East that has my interest every night because the games are just gong show. What's your favorite division to watch aside from your own?
Well, probably the same as you. I just think there's a lot of firepower out there. But I'm an East Coast guy, so I keep an eye on the East as well. So I don't really have a favorite per se, but the one that we're watching is pretty fantastic given the challenges that are here. But I would say I like yours, but I also keep an eye on the East because that's where my heart always is. So, I dodged that one, but I like what you're saying.
Owen Sound is on the coast, Ontario.
I'm an East Coast guy in terms of where my passion is. I'm born in the East, and I definitely keep an eye on it. Yes.
Well, why don't you go back there then?
I don't want to
listen.
Hey, I don't want to fight, Rod. I don't want to fight with you here.
Sounds like somebody's in your ear.
Break the map down for a guy who's been to Ontario just to watch the CFL. All right, don't give me that.
But one last comment, because I know you're busy. I think you got to go. From the Puck and Pigskin podcast, they say, word is Ryan Getzlaf has told Anaheim he would consider a trade to Vegas, close to home, which matters for family reasons, per Andy Strickland on Twitter. What's going on with the Ducks, and are you expecting they might blow it up?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the Ducks all season, Rod. I have no idea what's going on with them. I'm in the North Division. You know that. But, yeah, I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. That's a quality player with a quality resume going to a quality program. We've seen how Vegas can, just add pieces similar to that and make it work. So if that happens, yeah, kudos. And I think it'll work. I don't know if he's going or not. I really don't. I'm not even around any kind of conversation all year with anything to do with Anaheim, but I'm happy that we're talking about it. That's the big thing. And honestly, if he goes there, I don't see any drawback, and I don't see there being any issues with fit. Do you?
No. Well, clearly he's not part of the long term in Anaheim with Zegras and all the Sam Steele, Maher, all the young guys in Anaheim. Ryan Getzlaf's not long for there. So if it's a fit for Vegas and they can fit him in financially, because you know how that works, Ryan, I think it would be very exciting to watch. Listen, I'll let you get back to work. It's always great to see your face. I'm watching you every game, my friend. So keep it up. I enjoy it.
So you're the one. Thanks, Roddy.
Yeah, no kidding. That's my line. All right. Have a good day, pal.
You too.
Ryan Leslie from Rogers Sportsnet Flames joining us. And so he's texting back and forth with the general manager of the Flames. So he's got that. But as far as what they're going to do, he probably does know. Couldn't say. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, right? Because you're really, trying to make a deal now and get your fingerprints on, okay, where is this team going under Daryl Sutter, right? Do you have a full idea of, what type of have you gone through everybody on that roster who's part of the long-term future, who isn't? I'd like to think that they have.
Of course.
They've had those conversations, right? So if a guy's part of the future or not. It's a matter of, hey, will the phone ring? And can you find somebody on the other side that wants to give you something to add?
I do not mind jumping into full-on viewer takeover right now, 30 minutes into hour one on a Monday, because there's some great questions coming in. But Flames fans, where are you at? I know you're watching. We can see it. I don't have the text line in front of me, but I do. Text us 306-840-8777. We hear from all the Albertans. It says I have 11% battery left.
That'll get us through
the day.
Yeah.
Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. Flames fans, what should they do? Listen, if you're going to blow it up and you know it, and it's trade deadline day, why would you not do it now? So you move David Riddick because he's got an expiring contract. Fine. Good. Play Markstrom the rest of the way. Neither one of them could get it done. Like I was sitting here going, trade Gaudreau, trade Giordano. Look, I know what's going on in Calgary. And long term, none of those guys are going to be there. So you might as well get a kickstart on it, because those moves that Ryan Leslie's referring to in the summertime are going to be a lot higher than on the ice. So you might as well start now. You're not making the playoffs. Everybody knows it. And furthermore, John in Edmonton, who's had some very good questions today, he said to ask Ryan if the NHL should have scheduled the Flames game this past Saturday right after the Colby Cave Memorial that was held in Edmonton that same day. I want to take a swing at that. I don't need to ask Ryan Leslie. So the Flames smoked the Oilers 5-0 Saturday night, and the Oilers were listless, which is rare for them.
Yeah.
And then after the game, Connor McDavid comes out and says the NHL, knowing that there was some fluidity in the schedule here because they were rescheduling the Flames games, they shouldn't have had to play that night because of the memorial for Colby Cave, their fallen teammate, who we lost within the last year. And I say we because he's from North Battleford, Saskatchewan. It's a tough one. Connor McDavid's one of very few players that could come out and criticize the NHL and nobody would have a problem with it, right? The fourth line right winger can't do that.
No.
But Connor McDavid could. It's very tough. Can I say that I see both sides? The people that don't know the Oilers and don't know the Colby Cave's story per se and what he meant to that team would say you're professionals. You're getting paid. What's he at? 12 to 14 million this year, McDavid? Go out and play. Be a professional. There is a human element to this. And in pro sports, however, that human element has largely been removed. More money, more pressure, go play. It's your job. And Connor McDavid saying it's not right. Because we were emotionally and mentally not there. And if you watch the game, they weren't. All I can say is I see both sides. And I normally try to take a stand one side or the other. In this one, I can't.
I know. It is tough, right? It is their job. The season's got to play. You know what? There is fluidity in the schedule right now, and there is opportunities to move games. But you need to save that if you can for when you need it, for COVID reasons. But at the same time, I can totally get that, right? I mean, you just had this happen, and if there was ever an opportunity to move the game, this might have been it. But it's also a little tougher to take it seriously on the heels of how that game went, too. Right? If he's saying this before the game, it holds a little more weight. Maybe the NHL actually considers it. I don't know.
We don't know what goes into NHL scheduling.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you knew how long in advance that this memorial for Colby Cave was going to be Saturday. Could you not have beforehand and said, hey, NHL, we've got a memorial here for one of our teammates who lost his life in the last year. Can you do us a solid and move the game 24 hours? Is there any chance the NHL might have overlooked that? I think there's a very good chance they might have and not even thought about it.
Yeah.
So again, I see both sides. By the way, from our Winnipeg viewers here, there are a few that are chiming in. Jeff Kibelis says, with regards to the Flames, he says, not sure if they have any chance of making the playoffs. Blow it up if not. They mathematically do. But Derek, come on. When you start talking about mathematical chances of making the playoffs, that's when you're not. When the official term mathematic comes out, you're done.
Yeah.
Who overcomes that?
Nobody.
It's
very rare.
James Robert Henderson says, I know people in Winnipeg are disappointed with no action, but I'm happy. No need to get rid of our future for a rental. Yes and no. The Jets are not a perfect team. And I know none of us are perfect. But I don't think they're winning the Stanley Cup with what they have. Don't think Kevin Cheveldayoff didn't look around. And rental players don't usually work. They don't, obviously he's happy with what they have. And we got 26 minutes until the deadline's up. Nothing's happening now, is there?
26?
In the next 26 minutes?
Isn't it one mountain?
Oh, is it one mountain?
3 Eastern?
Oh, I think what I say about the time zones.
I think.
Okay, it got me
Clark,
with the time zones.
Somebody
again.
confirm this.
No, you're right. It's 1 p.m.
So at the end of our show.
Yeah, 1 p.m. here. Gotcha.
So yes.
Okay. When we come back, we'll delve in more into the hockey. And do you guys have the photo with James Franklin? Yeah. Okay, perfect. We'll be right back with that. It's the RP Show. Monday morning get-together. Thanks for joining us for Caliber Coffee. Regina and Saskatoon, get some of the freshest coffee beans around delivered right to your door. To order your coffee, visit calibercoffee.ca. We'll be right back on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 Ford F-150, Ranger, Escape, and more. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help. by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation, 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Hey, welcome back. I'm going to read the sports update, then we'll get to more of the James Franklin stuff and then NHL trade deadline stuff because Winnipeg's awake. 2.5 hours until the trade deadline. What are the Jets going to do? 2 Canadian matchups on the NHL calendar tonight. The Sens will look to snap a 3-game slide when they host the Winnipeg Jets. And the Leafs are trying to extend a 6-game win streak as they face the Canadiens in Montreal. In the Dub Hub, Nolan Meyer registered 42 saves, leading the Saskatoon Blades to a 3-2 win over the Brandon Wheat Kings. That sounds a lot like Jeff Hayes, eh?
It does.
Their guy?
It really does.
Kyle Krinkovic had a goal and an assist for the Blades. Brandon Lazowski and Chase Waters also scored. Jared Davidson and Henrik Rabinski each notched a goal and a helper as the Seattle Thunderbirds topped the Tri-City Americans 3-2. Eric Pierce had a goal and an assist as the Prince Albert Raiders downed the Swift Current Broncos 4-2. And it was a busy night in net for Adam Evanoff, who stopped 56 shots for the Victoria Royals and a loss 4-3 to the Kamloops Blazers. Tonight, it's Regina versus the Winnipeg Ice at 6 p.m. on Access Now TV. It's the first game for the Regina Pats in the post-Connor Bedard era. Again, 6 p.m. on Access Now TV. Another tough loss for the Raptors. Gary Trent Jr. had 23 points, and Chris Boucher added a double-double with 17 points and 14 assists, but Toronto dropped a 102-96 division to the Knicks. Robbie Ray is set to make his season debut for the Blue Jays. Not Hannah Montana's dad. The lefty was sidelined by an elbow contusion, but is set to take the mound when Toronto hosts the Yankees today. Jays were scheduled to play the Angels Sunday, but the game was postponed due to rain. And Jordan Spieth didn't get to put on the green jacket, but he still made history at the Masters. He's the first player in the tourney's 85-year history to birdie the par 4 10th hole in all 4 rounds. Hideki Matsuyama won it. in what I thought was a rather anticlimactic Master Sunday. But the sports update is for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store and for Red Bull Canada. Red Bull gives you wings. Didn't stop us from having our usual Sunday Mrs. P and I watch. We've been doing it for years. Master Sunday is a thing for us. But there wasn't a lot of drama.
No, there wasn't. And it was close. I think it was on, was it 16 when Shoffley put it in the water? Mm-hmm. You know, an extra yard on that tee shot, or that approach shot, he's on the green. So that was it. He took a triple bogey on that hole. If he doesn't, then you would have had that fun, exciting finish. But you're right. Very anticlimactic. Justin Rose just off the cliff, you know. Guys fell back. Yeah. Most guys were over par on the day. I mean, John Rahm had a good day, but for the most part, it wasn't much, except the young kid, Zalatoris. He was fun to watch.
I believe it was Jim Nantz on 18 when Matsuyama was teeing it up. He's like, all he's got to do here is put it on the green, and he's good. Plunk! Into the lake.
Yeah.
Oh, no! But he's still... figured it out.
He still figured it out.
Glenn Trafford, Yorkton Hyundai, watching. He says, hey, Roddy, been a while. Always good to see your show continuing to grow. Thank you so much. Paul Sanchez writing in. He says, yeah! Paul from the XFL Markcast checking in to see what the CFL talk is on a Monday. I love it. Let's go down that road right now.
Let's do it.
We'll come back to the NHL trade deadline talk in a moment. I don't know what those two guys... Paul and Reed, what this means, the gift. Yeah! But I love it, and I use it.
Yeah.
I Googled, year. What does it mean? Somebody who's been fully vaccinated from COVID and brags about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's what
I don't think that's it.
Year! Anyways. So James Franklin, I just want to say, he retired on Friday and he went out guns a-blazing. Here's a photo of James Franklin, Ricky Ray, and I in my restaurant in downtown Regina where every CFL team came in. That's obviously James Franklin in the middle, Ricky on the right, and me, Johnny Fonz, with my shades in my neck of my sweater. You know who took the photo? McLeod Bethel Thompson. Wow. So we had a good visit that day. So I'm just showing you, I know James Franklin enough. And his people texting me today that he's got 2 young children. So he went out and he blasted, I don't know how far I want to go down the road of it because we covered it in the opening segment, the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace, but he blasted some of his former coaches, personnel people. He said to the equipment people who the players looked down upon, but he made the players look good. I'm like, why would you say that? You say whatever you want, but he's upset. His time in the CFL didn't go well. And what I didn't get to in the warm-up that I will here is I've identified 3 hurdles for the CFL to play in 2021. Number 1 is COVID and the variant. Wildly unpredictable. Let's remember that a couple of weeks ago, people were saying, political leaders, hang on tight, we're almost at the end. Now, cases at an all-time high. So for anybody to tell you where this is going and that they know, they're pulling your leg. Point 2, money. Is the federal government going to pony up and provide a check for them to play? Shoot, provincial government did it for our hockey leagues out here. So it could happen. They could get their money. And if the federal government does not write them a check, do the owners bite the bullet? Larry Smith's quote, not mine. Will the owners pay? And then 3, there's at least one team that doesn't want to play this year in the Canadian Football League, and it's the MLSE Argos. There's a rumor that Montreal might be joining them too. So that might be 2 of 9 teams that don't want to play. So don't tell me that you're going to guarantee me that there's a season that there will, because you can't make that guarantee either. These are 3 huge hurdles, Darren.
They're massive hurdles, right? And you can't keep stacking up hurdles and then just assume you're going to clear them and they're all going to fall down, right? I mean, they're big hurdles. And one of the biggest ones is not wanting to play. I mean, I get it. If the decision is to play and lose money or don't play and lose less money, what are you going to choose as a business owner, right? Your responsibility is, as a business, whether you're MLSE, your responsibility is bigger than just the football fans. Unfortunately, that's like the cold part of it, right? That nobody wants to hear, and I don't really want to say, but it's true. You know, you have a responsibility to all your employees. You have a responsibility to your shareholders, you got a responsibility to investors, you've got a responsibility to customers in other areas of your business, not just football. So that becomes really tough. And if guys don't want to play, they're going to find ways to not play, right? And who carries weight in the boardroom?
And it's also about what your perspective is in all of this. Don Mitchell, our Navy friend, says MLSC is willing to screw the rest of Canada for some NFL pipe dream. I cannot stand them and all their platforms. That's Don's position. Chris Bird in Toronto, where did his comment go? Chris Bird in Toronto says something along the lines of MLSC doesn't give a rat's butt about the CFL and wants to turn it into a profitable enterprise. The horror! See where it depends where you're coming from here? And my source, which is unimpeachable, it's in my Sunday column, said MLSE, as soon as they realized they couldn't make money on the Argos, they said, let's blow up the CFL, make it profitable, and let's use the MLS template. And then all of a sudden the XFL folds, and it's like, perfect, genius, we got twice as many teams here. And with the pandemic, it's choking off the life of the Canadian Football League financially. This is perfect. From an MLSE perspective, it's accelerated the goal that they had prior to the pandemic even happening at all. So, we'll take a break and come right back with more viewer takeover. Julie Robenhymer coming up next hour to talk NHL trade deadline 2 from the States. It's the RP show on Game Plus TV, and listen live at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say. And I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade and Allowance program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-In program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150 plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. video production, event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website, IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of lemon and Saskatoon berry with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the show. We're delving right into it. Boy, people are fired up. Next hour, Julie Robenhymer joining us from Elite Prospects and USA Hockey to talk about NHL trade deadline stuff. Nothing's happened today of note. Minor deals.
Yeah.
Except to the guys that are involved. You know what I mean.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I'm going through all these comments here trying to get... It's about the CFL thing, whether it's a season or not. Michael Quinn's watching. He says, 1, Rod, what about the fans who are football season ticket holders? 2, what are your thoughts on the NHL trades? Hall going to Boston. And 3, I think this XFL MLSE has gotten out of control. So on all of this, they're just warming up on MLSE. Just warming up. What are you just getting out of control? You're sick of it? You better have a seat and take a deep breath. This is where it's all going. It's funny because my 10 Things column on the weekend ripped the lid off of where this is going. And it's like the rest of the media didn't even want to acknowledge it. Right?
I know.
And I mentioned it earlier in the show. Michael, coffee starts at 10 Mountain. I'm not going to go through all the stuff that I've talked about already just because he just logged in.
Right.
Fair? Speaking of logging in, tomorrow there's a huge esports tournament here on Game Plus Television that's going to take over for the rest of the week from noon to 2 Eastern here on Game Plus TV. So if you want to watch us for the next 4 days after this, you're going to have to watch digitally on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and what other various platforms. It's a good thing that we still have that digital backup.
Oh, yeah. So YouTube. Join us on YouTube. Join us on Facebook for the rest of the week. We'll still be here.
James in Borden, Manitoba says, regarding the James Franklin retirement, he says, taking shots at coaches when you're retired is weak sauce. Reminds me of Commodore taking shots at Babs. That's why I want to extend the invitation to James Franklin to come on here and maybe explain why he's so upset at the Canadian Football League and the teams for which he played, Toronto, Edmonton, and signed with Saskatchewan. And again, as his people said, he's got 2 young kids. This is why he's retiring. Listen, James Franklin speaking for hundreds of players whom are extremely bitter right now because they're just bit parts in the machine and they are realizing it. Fair?
Yeah. And that's the tough part, right? You realize, oh, we are just interchangeable pieces, and that's tough, right? When you start really, you play the game because you love the game, and then when the business takes over, it becomes tough.
Don Mitchell goes on to say, more on the Frozen Four on television than Connor Bedard of the Pats. Disgusting. Don, don't be so upset. When I mentioned that I was talking with that CFL guy this morning in Eastern Canada, he was talking about, he's like, you got to understand Southern Ontario, man. It's all about Raptors, Leafs, Raptors, Leafs, Raptors, Leafs. That's the MLSE thing, and that's fine. Sportsnet, TSN are rolled into that ball. What do they own? 34 to 37%, Bell and Rogers of MLSE. So, of course, they're going to talk about what they own. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't upset me. And people talk about those announcers being muzzled and they can't say what they want. Whatever, that's their deal. But we're going to keep doing what we're doing over here. And that's why you're here, to talk about the other side. Like I said to that guy, there's a whole country out here that doesn't give a rat's ass about Fred VanVleet.
How about that?
And that's what we'll continue to do. Everybody's happy. And we'll follow what Connor Bedard's doing. Clark seems very up. Sorry, Clark cares about the Leafs and Fred VanVleet. You were very deflated in your 30. Like he's upset that I'm not talking about the Leafs acquiring Nick Foligno. Like you can't find that in a million other places. Okay? Anyhow, Julie Robenhymer next hour. Stay tuned here on Game Plus.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Now,
Biz Nasty says the Leafs will win the Cup.
How about that?
Can I just say that he's a Leaf fan? He came on the show and admitted he's a closet Leaf fan. So I think when you are making projections for the team that you are a fan of, you're a little clouded.
Just because the lack of recent playoff success, everybody's kind of nervous to make a prediction and put that weight behind the Leafs.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, welcome everybody to hour 2 of the RP show. It's what we call the second half kickoff. RP here, Moose DuPont there. I see somebody has tracked down for you an Andre DuPont hockey card from the Philadelphia Flyers.
I saw that. I don't know if it's...
you going to buy it?
If it's for sale. I'm hoping it shows up in the mail. Just, We got to find one.
That's where the nickname Moose comes from.
We got to find one.
For Darren DuPont, keeping the memory of Andre Moose DuPont alive from the Philadelphia Phillies, the Broad Street Bullies. Proving once again that we are the Golden Corral of sports talk. We got a little something for everybody here today. And I'll say this, CFL, XFL, MLSC talk is the prime rib of the buffet right now.
Right.
You want some? Come on.
One slice or
The
two.
NHL trade deadline is ribs over here. You know. And what else? Masters Sunday, Blue Jays, Yankees tonight. That's the spaghetti over here and the deep fried mac and cheese. Still great, right? Still awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But
Still awesome.
what are we in the mood for here?
But we might not be there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're coming around and all this. It is NHL trade deadline day, but has news broke per se? I mean, I guess a little bit at 3 Dunk. That's a good one. At 3 Down Nation, Justin Dunk reporting that the CFL has gone back to the feds with a proposal looking for money to play this year. I want to say this. I can very confidently say that Dunk has his sources, Arash has his sources, David Naylor has his sources, Farhan has his sources, and I have my sources covering the CFL right now, and they're all different. I will guarantee you they're all different. And so those that are saying pretty much guaranteeing that the CFL is going to play, I would love to say, how are you – actually, I'm going to say it. How are you going to guarantee that they're going to play, please? Because these are the 3 hurdles that I've identified for the CFL to get back on the field this year. 1, COVID and the variant. We have no idea how that's going to go. That's very obvious.
Yes.
2, money. Where's it going to come from? Is it going to come from Ottawa? 50-50 shot at best. They've already doled out millions in the terms of CERB and wage subsidy to CFL teams. Are they going to give them more? They might. But that's just one hurdle. And if they don't, are the owners willing to buck up and pay themselves? And 3, not every team even wants to play this year. Toronto for sure, maybe Montreal. I don't know about the others. And so maybe you get the money from Ottawa. What about the other 2 hurdles? You can get the money, but there's still the COVID variant you don't know. And 3, maybe not everybody wants to play. Right?
Tough.
So that's massive hurdles here. And I'm just telling you the way that it is. And I meant to say this on Friday when the Canadian Junior Hockey League and the BCHL confirmed my scoop from weeks ago that the BCHL is leaving Canadian Junior Hockey. Remember all those guys that trampled on me? All of them? One of them wrote Clark and said, I feel like I've been played. So I guess I tried to say it last hour. I'm very confident, very, very, very confident in my sources as men of integrity that don't have a history of lying, and they're telling me exactly what's going on. So I'll just say that. Now, the other thing was with James Franklin. Might as well throw the picture up again, guys, if you don't mind, because we already have it. James Franklin retiring from the CFL on Friday at the age of 29. That's me, James Franklin, and Ricky Ray in my restaurant just a couple of years ago when they came through with the Argos. McLeod Bethel Thompson took the photo. Just to give you an idea that I do have an association with these guys. James Franklin is leaving the Canadian Football League bitter. And it's 3 Downs done a story on it. Go to James' Twitter and read it for yourself. So Ray in the 6 writes in on the Prairie Mobile text line. He's in the Kitchener, Ontario area, and he says, Rod, I realize James Franklin is upset, but the bottom line is it's pro sports and you need to perform. He really didn't, which is why he really never started. So all I could do is I said to Clark, can we try and get James Franklin on to explain where things didn't go well for him? He took a shot at Tressman in his tweet and various other entities in pro football. And I, more than anything, this is how I look at it differently than most people. I look at that and say, why are you hurting? What happened to you? Do you see that's where the recovery coach aspect comes from? And by the way, with the people flinging crap at me, go watch the TV show Intervention, because that's my life when I leave here. Do you see how those guys and girls react on there? When you're telling them things they don't like?
Oh, yeah.
I can handle some twit on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. That's when they fire back, right? Deflecting.
Oh, yeah. I did this, but what about you? We're not talking about me. We're talking about you. Like, you can't. It's sort of like nurses, man. Like I said to nurses, you guys are the angels of the world. You're the angels, nurses, because you get the most horrible things said to you. And it just deflects off their back, right? They don't care. They don't even hear it.
I know.
And that's where I'm at. So I can handle some newspaper guy in this town saying mean things about me when I know that I'm right. And then they'll find out that I was right, and they won't come back and apologize. And that doesn't bother me either. Jason in Red Deer says the latest talk on the trade deadline right now, Craig Button's gash and shiner on his face from a pickleball fall. Do you want to break away to that?
Is that where we're going now?
Like, I got up this morning, full disclosure. I always watch SportsCenter in the morning. It makes me feel good. And they had already gone into their trade deadline coverage. And I'm going, it's 6 a.m. here, and Dave Poulin is in a suit looking like $1 million. What time did he get up?
Right.
That was my first thinking. And they had all their guys on there. And I'm like, I don't need to hear this. I want a recap of the Masters. What are the Blue Jays going to do? They bombed the Angels 15-1 the other night. Let's talk about that instead of just going around and around and around. That's just me. And that's what I did. I flipped over to Sportsnet, and I was very happy that I did. And then I told you this. Then I got up, went to my desk, and turned on ESPN. You know what they were talking about?
I can only imagine.
How Cam Newton's going to play this year and who's going number 2 overall behind Trevor Lawrence. And this warm feeling came over me. Don't ever change ESPN. Just NFL all day, every day. Screw the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been trying to do with the CFL. And the weirdest thing about it is they don't want it. Think about that for a second. How about that?
I know.
How about that?
Trenton, Norway is watching. Norway calling. When I hear about profits winning out over tradition in the CFL, this becomes more than concerning. I know the CFL needs profits, but how will the Rider fan base accept this when the Riders have proved they can do it? It seems to me like 3 Dunk and 4 other groups of sources present a large variation on perspective on this issue. Is someone behind the scenes trying to divide and conquer, even if the claims are honorable? Time will tell. Stay well, everyone. You read my column, right, Darren?
Mm-hmm.
I said they're hiding in plain sight. MLSC wants to blow up the CFL and create a football version of the MLS. Is this thing on? You know what do you need? And you got Roger Goodell saying Canada's a very important market to us. They're doing it right in front of your face.
I know.
Is there somebody behind the scenes? Yeah, I've been telling you for a year. I'm out. Do you want to take over?
I know. It's just, I don't. But, yeah, wild. But it's true, right? It's right in front of your face. The signs are everywhere. I mean, all you got to do is just connect those dots.
Which I did in my column on the weekend, and everybody's ignoring it. Okay, now would be a good time to bring in the Paul Drouin analogy. And I said to Paul, he's the third of the 3 Musketeers here, Darren, myself, and Paul. He's the tech guy that's staffed these guys and brought this, what you're seeing. It was so funny. I'm like, Paul, can you come in and say this? And he didn't want to because he's not about cameras. So I said, are you confident with Darren paraphrasing what you said about the kids going to see Santa Claus in the mall? And you said you would say it.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird because the CFL fans don't want Larry Tannenbaum and MLSC right now. They don't like it. But he's kind of like Santa Claus at the mall. We're all lining up waiting for an answer. And we're waiting. And here they are, Santa Claus coming down the thing. And the kids are now all getting excited when you realize it's real. And he's got his sack full of cash. And he's ready to save the day. But the whole time you're waiting, everyone's like, he's not coming.
There's no
Santa's
Santa Claus.
not real.
Yeah.
He doesn't really exist.
He's not coming.
Right?
And then he comes. We're
telling you, Santa's coming. It's MLSE. They got boatloads of cash. They're going to save the CFL. But nobody wants to believe it.
No, and when it does happen, nobody's going to come back and go, Rod, you were right.
No.
But I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't need that. And Trent, I apologize, by the way, because he goes, I was late for hour one and tied up on the weekend. So he didn't read my column nor watch hour one of the program today. But this is what is happening. The CFL can't necessarily be saved. And the very first thing I thought when I got the tweet that James Franklin had retired on Friday, I'm like, this league is disintegrating in front of our eyes. It's disintegrating. And for those that say, let it die with dignity rather than merge with a twice-failed league, where's the dignity in what's going on right now?
I know. I come back to the twice, people want to bring up the twice-failed league part all the time. It failed twice under Vince McMahon, right? He's now gone.
Yeah.
This is completely different. This is now...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. It's different.
Don Mitchell. And put the booze down, Don. Where was the tweet? Can you put it up?
He's had a couple gins.
He said he's had a couple gins, and it's the first day of Ramadan. He's on fire. This is our Navy. I'm so sorry to cut you up, but this is hilarious. Yeah. He said MLSE. There he is. I've got 2 gins and tonics in me, and it's the start of Ramadan. I'm on fire. He's a naval officer. He goes on to say MLSE is bad Santa. That's the part that I laughed. Yes. Wasn't that Billy Bob Thornton?
That's right. I can see it.
Drunk Santa.
Cigarette.
And by the way, I am not so close-minded at all that I don't hear you, the people that are saying, why merge with a twice-failed league? Like, I hear it. I won't argue that necessarily. My point is, what's the other option? That's kind of what everybody's saying. I mean, I got time for you that say the XFL's failed twice. What makes you think this is horrible? We're doing a deal with the devil. Cuthbert said it. That's the exact. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is what you have been doing hasn't worked at all. Can you look at what I'm saying? There's very few people that have said, you know what, Rod, you're right. Very, very few.
Because they don't want you to be right. And I don't want you to be right either. I don't. Right? I want the CFL to be able to survive in the way it's always been. That's what I fell in love with.
Yeah.
I fell in love with that game. I want that to survive. I want that to thrive. I want that business to work. But reality is it hasn't worked, and it might not work. So you have to be open to what will work and understand that things happen, relationships come to an end, new ones start, and that's the circle of life. So maybe it's not going to be the same way. That will be really sad. But, hey, it'll still be good, whatever's coming.
And by the way, the reality is your owner with the biggest wallet happens to be the Toronto Argonauts with MLSE. They got the biggest stroke. Can I just say this, though? Talking with one of the staff member from one of the teams that wants to play, the notion of playing without the Argos came up. And that CFL guy said that I called this morning in Eastern Canada. We talked about that, and he figures that in the Constitution, there's no way that you could play and just eliminate a couple teams. You're more of a legal business guy than me.
That'd be tough to just knock off a couple of teams. And, what would that do for the image of the CFL? I mean, it already has, the 9-team league effect of small league and small time. You drop it down and you're going to play 6 or 7. Even
and for what?
And for what, right?
For one more year?
Yeah.
Until you merge anyways?
Yeah. It becomes tough.
You're still not quite sure what that means. Poll question today, just to get back on track with the NHL trade deadline. Which, by the way, here's the other funny thing. The hockey guys, my world, for those you people that are new viewers, this is my world. My whole life. Letterkenny, Last chance you and the ranch. That's my life. Right?
Yeah.
And the football and hockey people, which I talk to every day, don't intersect really. Right? Like the hockey guys are like, who cares about a ratio? What are you talking about? We've never had a ratio. This is dumb. That's the hockey guys. And they're like, the CFL's folding? See ya.
Yeah.
Right? And then the football guys, the ones I talked to on the weekend, they were like, these junior teams are worth what? Yeah, like 10 million. 10 million, brother, for the Blades. 8 million rumored for they're like, what? It's junior hockey. Dude, it's big boy hockey. Right? So they're just sitting there going, it's hockey season, Rod. Why are you spending so much time on this?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what they say to me.
But football people are so consumed in football 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
Hockey people are so consumed in hockey 24/7, 365. Right? They don't see each other's worlds. But yeah, it's crazy to see them.
What's this, Jeff Cabillas in Winnipeg? Texas 10-4, Roddy. That's a Texas-sized 10-4? Oh, sorry, I haven't watched enough of it. Sorry. Who will have the bigger impact with his new team? Nick Foligno with the Leafs or Taylor Hall with the Bruins? 71% saying the Leafs. Nick Foligno. We'll be right back. We got Julie ready in Jersey. This is going to be fun. It always is with Julie Robenhymer from Elite Prospects. We'll be right back. It is the RP Show on Game Plus TV network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. YouTube and Facebook Live and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Capital GMC is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 GMC Sierra, Terrain, and Acadia. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital GMC is Truck Nation at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at Rod Pedersen.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
I'm trapped. I'm in a spider web of mic cord. Dupes is here. Okay, so we figured out what year means that the XL Markcast guys have been tweeting.
I got a couple, but the other one that I didn't tell you is probably more it, and these guys can tell me, a common New York term for you heard.
You heard?
You heard.
Yeah, but there was another one you said.
Yeah, the other one was
the
when it's time to scramble. The popo's coming, run.
Okay, so it's not that you've been fully vaccinated from COVID and you're bragging about it?
No.
Okay.
How about that?
How about that? Latest, Vegas Golden Knights acquiring forward Matthias Janmark from the Chicago Blackhawks, according to TSN Hockey insider Darren Dreger. That's where we will go next. We'll pause the football talk and bring in our good friend, Julie Robenhymer from Elite Prospects, USA Hockey writer from Jersey. How you doing, Julie?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
You're smiling like crazy. Is that because it's trade deadline day or what?
Did you guys want me to come on and talk about the trade deadline? Because I thought it was to talk about UMass winning the NCAA tournament.
Oh, well, that calls for two noisemakers. No, it was not why we brought you on, honestly, Julie. But are you UMass? Are you a UMass grad?
I am a very proud UMass alum. I worked for the hockey team while I was at university. We were basement dwellers at the time. We were literally the only team in the entire country that did not make the playoffs because Hockey East had an odd number of teams and only 8 advanced to the playoffs. So, I mean, I was so excited 2 years ago when they made it to the Frozen Four in the national championship game. And even when they lost 3-0 in that championship game to Minnesota Duluth, I was still all smiles because I was just so proud of how far this program had come and all of the changes that Greg Carvel had implemented to get them to this point and to see them be so successful last year on their way to another Frozen Four run before things ended with the pandemic, and then being able to complete their unfinished business, which was their motto the past 2 years with this championship. I mean, I'm over the moon. Go you.
Well, no kidding that you are smiling so much. Well, by the way, so one of our viewers, Cynthia, she's in Saskatoon. Cindy Girl writes in. She goes, yeah, Julie's in the house. Listen, Julie, because it's your alma mater, I'll give you 60 seconds, please. Tell our viewers why it is so huge that UMass pulled it off. Not just from the road you just said, but because they were undermanned. You think we weren't watching this? Of course we were. I know the story, but not everybody does. Can you just talk about what they pulled off in the last 10 days to 2 weeks to win this whole thing, the Frozen Four?
Sure. Right before the team left for Pittsburgh, which is where the Frozen Four was, they were notified that one of their players had tested positive and that through contact tracing, 3 other players were not available to participate in at least the national semifinal. 2 of those players were their starting goaltender and their leading goal scorer. So it was a bit of a challenge for UMass, but they are a team filled with depth. They do not have any one particular star, although I might give some props to Zach Jones, but they are led by committee. They did this as a team and relied on that depth in the national semifinal, which they kind of exacted some revenge on Minnesota Duluth, winning that game in overtime 3-2. And then fortunately, after days of negative tests, both Karsten Gisevich, who was their leading goal scorer with 17 goals, if I remember correctly, on the season, and their starting goaltender, Philip Lindberg, were eligible for the championship game, and both came up huge to help them secure the national championship.
Nice job. Nice job. Bravo again. So, look, we were talking about you before the show because the last time you were on, I think it was John Frenzy asked if the Philadelphia Flyers were going to win the East or the division, and you laughed. Do you remember? You broke out laughing.
I did.
Just like that. So we were literally like, she knows her stuff. And here we are, a quarter of the season left, and they're not going to make the playoffs, especially after the Bruins going out and getting Taylor Hall. So what's your take of the trade deadline the last 24 hours here in the National Hockey League?
I think the way things are working right now with the lineup of the divisions and not having this kind of interdivisional games and things like that. If you do not react to another team making a move, you are going to be left behind. And I feel like that's what we're seeing, particularly in this East Division. The Islanders are going for it, and they're not going for it like swinging for the fences. They are acquiring really strong depth guys who can contribute, which means, much like UMass did, they will be able to roll all four lines and not have any kind of lapse in offensive pressure. And so you see teams like that going for it. Teams are already prepared, and you're seeing reactionary things. I think that's why Boston hopped all over Taylor Hall, especially at the price that they got him for. And then you also have teams like Pittsburgh making moves to get guys like Jeff Carter, who are another great, I call them plug and play kind of guys who wherever you want and can contribute ends of the ice, especially offensively. So if you are not making moves in this division, you're going to be left in the dust.
Well, no, as we're seeing now, by the way, Leanne Hajdu is watching. She writes in, remember the name, Julie, Hajdu. She says, hi, Julie, this is Jason's sister. He told me this morning that you were his go-to when he was at UND and says congrats on the championship. Great guy, Jason Hajdu, so we're passing that along, Julie.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, in the history...
Jason used to be the sports information director at Versota. So
I thought he was still there.
He also knows college hockey.
Yeah, well, he's from here, so of course. So, right. So, Julie, the Palmieri from the Devils to the Islanders trade, it's fairly rare that teams in the tri-state area trade amongst each other, is it not? Like, what's your take on that deal? And it's pretty historical, I would think. And what does it mean for the Islanders?
Well, not only for them to get Kyle Palmieri, but for them to get Travis Zajac, too. I mean, what a steal. And I think that was probably the only way that they were going to be able to get, that the Devils were going to be able to get a first out of the Islanders for that. So, again, loading up on depth, loading up on defensive strength, being able to shut down a team. I mean, my gosh, those two players alone, just in Barry Trotz's system, they're going to thrive, and they're going to get more and more minutes. Not that they're not going to get minutes anyway, but they're going to get more and more opportunity because Barry Trotz is going to love what they bring both sides of the puck. So again, the Islanders, they are loaded for bear.
And good for them, because I'm obviously a huge Jordan Eberle fan, and by proxy, an Islanders fan. Todd Pinkney. Well, it's a couple things. Paul Sanchez is watching. He says Palmieri is a free agent after this year, might go back after the season. So there's that. Todd Pinkney says, so Julie, what happened to the Flyers? So this is the resident Flyers fan here. He says, exact same team that won the first seed last year in the bubble and went 2 rounds. And what's up with Kata Hot? Do you have an answer for that?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what happened. We actually had a pretty big conversation about this in regards to Jeremy Swayman in Boston. He is a young guy, and there's a lot to be said about not feeding young goaltenders to the wolves. And that led us into this conversation about what happened to Carter Hart and his mental game. So I think the mental health, and I'm not talking about necessarily anxiety or anything like that, but being able to manage their thoughts, which in some ways can be equated to anxiety, is so important to young goaltenders. And I feel like Carter lost that a little bit this year, and where he went, this team went last year. So if he's not on the positive train, then it's easy for the whole team to be derailed. So I think it was a lot of little things, nothing necessarily specific, but you could tell right away that they didn't have it this year and it wasn't working for them. The adjustments that they were making were not as fluid as they were before. I think a lot of that just has to do with not being able to practice as much in a condensed season, and kind of work out those kinks along the way. You have to figure them out on the fly. And that's very hard to do, especially when you have having things. So, but it's really hard to do when you have things like this condensed schedule, like the COVID protocols that they had that delayed. Like there's going on there. So I wouldn't say that it's one thing with the Flyers, but just a lot of little things that didn't add up for them this year.
I'm going to roll 2 comments into my last question. The Hockey Club podcast, which is part of the Belly Up podcast group, they're watching in Tallahassee, Florida right now. And they said, make her laugh again. That's a classic laugh. So I'll try. It is good. Well, you did it. I was going to say, the Leafs are winning the Stanley Cup. Should that do it?
Well, I don't know about that. No, some people say that I have more of a cackle than a laugh. I kind of disagree, but I believe if you're going to laugh, do it with your whole body.
Yep, absolutely. No, it's not a cackle whatsoever. But can you give me your observations from New Jersey? Like John Scott said that the Leafs have just rolled through Canada. They haven't been, what do you say, haven't been challenged. Mm-hmm. And when they do line up against a stud team, whoever that may be, Islanders, Capitals, Lightning, whatever, that they're going to be done. How do you feel about that?
I don't think that that's necessarily accurate. I do feel that they have, in some respects, had their way with the Canadian teams. But I also feel that that's building their confidence, their ability to build their way to a win, which is going to be helpful when they go up against teams that have more talent than the ones in the Canadian and or the North Division do. So there's a lot to be said about what they're doing. They're building that winning mentality where they go into games expecting to win, not necessarily just wanting to win. So I feel that will go a long way for them in the postseason. Plus, you also have to understand they're going to be against these Canadian teams in, I think, at least the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So, by that time, their confidence is going to be flying pretty high. And they're another team that's doing a really good job in terms of supporting the depth. They're not looking for that swing for the fences, go-to guy who can come in and kind of take things over, because they already have those players. What they need is a really strong supporting cast. So I love the move that they made to get Nick Foligno for that reason. I think he is going to be an excellent fit for them on and off the ice. Again, that kind of plug and play position. He can play on any line and contribute in any way that they need. So they're doing a really good job in terms of building that depth and solidifying that winning mentality.
Well, this has been a wonderful hockey chat. They're doing all they can do. They can only beat the teams that are in front of them. And it'll be fun to watch. Julie, where can people read your stuff and follow you? You got a lot of fans and new fans here today. How can they follow you best?
Sure. Well, you can find me on Twitter at just my name, Julie Robenhymer. And if you're into travel, although I haven't posted in quite a bit, you can also follow me on Instagram, also just my name, Julie Robenhymer. And then, of course, Elite Prospects and EP Rinkside is where you can find all of my work, as well as the work of ridiculously talented analysts and scouts who are breaking down all of these trades that are happening today, in addition to the past 2 weeks, and just really digging into the numbers, digging into the video, and how these players can best help their new teams.
Awesome stuff. Julie, thanks. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the hockey. We'll chat with you in the playoffs.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks for the time. You too. Julie Robenhymer joining us from New Jersey. Before we break, curling report. Nicholas Eden's 5th World Men's Curling title was memorable not only because of the history the Swede made, that he and his teammates were able to play in a final Sunday for a 3rd straight crown, made achieving both milestones feel even sweeter. Sweden doubled Scotland's Bruce Mowat 10-5 in the championship game in Calgary. The 2021 BK Tires and OK Tire World Men's Curling Championship reached the finish line late Sunday night, despite 4 participants, including an athlete on a playoff team, testing positive for COVID-19. None showed symptoms of the coronavirus. No games were played Saturday while mass testing was completed. Eden and his 3rd, Oscar Eriksson, are the only 2 men to win 5 world championships on the planet. Along with 2nd Rasmus Rana and lead Christopher Sundgren, they were the first team to win 3 in a row. Canada's only large-scale sports events since the global pandemic descended just over a year ago have been the World Juniors, last year's NHL playoffs in Edmonton, and Calgary's run now of 7 curling competitions, with 4 of them complete. The men's championships final day reflected the varying levels of risk tolerance around the virus, clashing with the desire for the sport to happen. Host broadcaster TSN refused to carry a morning playoff game between the U.S. and Switzerland, citing COVID concerns. TSN resumed coverage of the semifinals and medal games without cameramen at ice level late last night. The next 3 curling events in Calgary include the same virus avoidance protocols and restrictions established in the first 4. The Curling Report is brought to you daily by Verge Agriculture, helping farmers plan and optimize their operations across every field. Try Verge's Precision Farm Tech software free today at vergeag.com. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus Television, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and listen live for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150 plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the bunker. Hey, we got 20 minutes left in the show, and I'm going to say it again. It's been an hour since we did. This is our last day on Game Plus of the week because there's an esports gaming tournament that's bumping us off national television for the next 4 days, which is totally cool. It's a programming thing. So you're going to have to be watching us on Facebook or YouTube or listen live at rodpedersen.com for the next 4 days after this. But if you're watching and you have comments on what we discussed today, hit us up. Prairie Mobile text line 306-840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. We've got news in the National Hockey League, and it does not pertain to trades. Winnipeg Jets goaltender Connor Hellebuck is the NHL's first star of the week. Hella went 3-0 with a 1.67 GAA and a shutout to lead the Jets into second place in the Scotia North Division. Toronto Maple Leaf center Austin Matthews was named second star after registering 6 goals and 2 assists in 3 wins. And Dallas Stars winger Roop Hintz was third star. Did I say that right? Is it Roop or Rupee?
I want to say Rupe, isn't it?
Rupe Hintz.
Yeah.
Come on, Dallas, pick it up. There's an Original Six battle in Montreal tonight. The Canadiens host the Toronto Maple Leafs in one of 2 Canadian games on the NHL slate. The Ottawa Senators host the Winnipeg Jets in the other. Left-hander Robbie Ray makes his season debut for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight after bruising his elbow while falling downstairs during spring training. Robbie Ray gets his first start of the year tonight when the Blue Jays host the Yankees in Dunedin, Florida. It's the opener of a 3-game series. Hideki Matsuyama has become the first Japanese male to win a major championship. Matsuyama captured the Masters by closing with a 1/73, good enough for a 1-stroke win over American Will Zalatoris. Corey Connors was the top Canadian in the tournament, but he blew up on Sunday.
Yeah.
He did. And how about this one? Martin Truex Jr. battled teammate Denny Hamlin for the lead before winning the NASCAR Cup Series race at Martinsville Speedway. Truex finally made the pass with 15 laps to go, ducking underneath Hamlin coming out of the second turn, and sailed off to victory without another challenge. This will be my second summer in the race game. I love it. My neck getting red? Can you tell?
Not yet, but it's
getting there.
It's getting there.
This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis. Visit today, dubnetwork.ca, and for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, including the new almond mocha. RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. So again, viewer takeover the rest of the way. Whatever you want to talk about, hit us. Daily, we do sports on tap for the Tap Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store. And I mentioned it. It's the Blue Jays home to the Yankees today. That was exciting. Or is exciting. 5:07 first pitch at Dunedin. They won the opening series, as you know, against the Yankees. So this is big. Pats and the Winnipeg Ice, 6 p.m. I got to talk about that game for a second, especially for our Winnipeg people. They're really getting into the ice in Winnipeg. And the Jets and the Moose.
Yeah.
A case could be made that Winnipeg is Canada's hockey capital. Toronto would argue, of course, but they argue everything. But Winnipeg has NHL, AHL, Major Junior, and Junior A. Toronto has all those things too. But anyways, we skimmed on this in the opening segment, the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace, but just, will the Pats win a game without Connor Bedard? And I was telling my wife this yesterday. surfing my phone. I'm like, you can see who's watching your story, right? It's all those dub kids sitting in the dub hub at the U of R watching our story. It's like shooting a fish in a barrel. I said, Cindy, we used to have to guess who was watching because you didn't really know. Now you know exactly who's watching.
Oh, yeah.
It's the junior players and coaches and fans, obviously. Pats have played 15 games. It's a 24 game. Say 9 games left. They're going to win one without Connor Bedard?
Of course they are. Of course. A 15-year-old is the only.
He's got over half their offense, bud.
I know, but the only linchpin to you winning hockey games? No, there's a lot of talent in that team. They're not Brandon, Winnipeg, Saskatoon. We know that. We're not trying to fool anybody, but they'll win. They're not going to lose 9 games in a row.
Look at me.
I'm knocking on wood.
Look at me trolling.
I know.
I'm the voice of the team, for God's sake, so I'm not saying they won't win a game, but that would make a great face-off.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
It would.
But I'm not saying it for the Ultimate Fan Zone and the Mad Greek Restaurant, but for those that don't know, the Regina Pats, God's team, facing the Winnipeg Ice tonight, and it's the first game without the 15-year-old superstar, who incidentally scored both goals in Friday night's 2-1 overtime win over the Brandon Wheat Kings in a game he dedicated to his fallen grandfather, who passed in a car crash last week. Like, it's Disney movie stuff. But I can tell you this, they don't beat the Brandon Wheat Kings without Connor Bedard. Can we have it Friday night? Like,
right.
I know. It's a reasonable question.
Yeah.
And by the way, I had a Brandon Stafford text me after the game and go, well, we're even now. For what? Well, the bad call in the last game. I'm like, what call are you talking about? Was a bad call against Brandon? All I see is Pats.
He's talking.
He's a Ben McCartney would put the Pats on the power play in overtime. He said, now we're even.
Yeah.
You got the call last game.
Yeah.
Or the 2 games ago, we got it. Now you got it.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I like this. Nelson Hackowicz says, you're due to get one. Who steps up in Connor's absence? That's the question. That's why it's must-see TV tonight at 6 o'clock on Access Now TV. And we'll have the call. Jeff Kabilas says, I think the Pats can win a game. See, people, they care. Rob Vanstone from the Leader Post. Really enjoying the show today. Rod and Darren, go Jets. The Senators must fall. That reminds me of the Seinfeld episode. What, you don't enjoy the other days? Thanks, RV. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. We'll be back with a full-on viewer takeover. And we'll get into the James Franklin thing, CFL 2021. My take, your take, the viewer's take, okay? That's all next. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of pre-owned vehicles. Every pre-owned vehicle at Capital Ford must pass a thorough inspection, ensuring that your buying experience is quick, easy, worry-free, and just like new. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
If you could spend less time in the field, more time with your family, and make more money at the same time, would you do it? Verge's farm operations planning technology eliminates unnecessary turns, improves in-field communication, application accuracy, and reduces deadheading. Finish fields faster, burn less fuel, and use fewer inputs, all in one simple-to-use, web-based solution. Do more of what you want, when you want, with the people you love by subscribing to Launchpad by Verge today.
This right here is time well spent. Why not pour yourself a smooth Saskatchewan-made Original 16? Warm up to the opportunity to seize the day.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
And Moose DuPont and Jordan and Clark and Ryan and the entire crew that brings us together on a daily basis. The best crew in show business. And we're live on Game Plus Television. It's viewer takeover, as I said. Viewer Glenn Trafford checking in a while back. He's stayed with us, Darren. And we get viewer takeover going on this. He says, full-on football fans exist in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Edmonton, and Hamilton. The world of football will come calling. The CFL is 50-50, but football in these Canadian cities is certain. Can we just settle in on that for a second?
Yeah.
Those are CFL fans in those places. There's football fans all across Canada. And that's kind of what MLSC is banking on. And they think that they can eat from both troughs, if you will. We're going to do this MLS-themed football league over here for the rest of the country. And then we'll have the NFL over here in Toronto for anybody who wants it. But we'll have both covered. And I was saying to that CFL guy that I talked to this morning in Eastern Canada, I said, when the old boys club that runs the Rough Riders, and you know who they are, you've met some of them, when the old boys club that runs this pro football team here starts to come around and think a merger might be a good idea, yeah, that tells me that it's happening. Yeah. These guys would roll over in their figurative graves to say goodbye to the CFL, and they're going, well, that may be the worst thing.
If they can get on board,
right?
Okay, I got to hope that everybody can get on board eventually. Yeah, they're the toughest ones, and that's always where you go. If you can turn, who has control, who has power, who's the hardest to turn, you flip them, the rest come pretty easy.
Well, you got to sell this idea, that's all.
Yeah.
And, hey, keep the comments coming. What else do you got here? Mike Horrigan watching says, Father Time lost to Tom Brady. That is all. What a completely random thing to say.
Well, it was
Tom Brady's still playing, so.
It was a long time ago when I said Father Time is undefeated.
And that's what he's referring to?
Yeah. That was way back.
James Henderson says, great show, guys. You made a boring trade deadline palatable. Well, I said to Clark, or to Darren here, I said some people probably think we should be sitting here analyzing the trades and where Nick Foligno is going to play. There's enough of that out there. Let's talk about other stuff. And then I got hockey people texting me saying, what you got going today is better than what TSN and Sportsnet have going today. How much They do overdo it, right? But that's what they do.
That's what they do. Absolutely.
It's not like we don't know that it's going to be overdone. They've been doing it for over a decade.
We watch it. We enjoy it.
It's the first time we got something else here.
Exactly.
Something else besides that. William May writes in, he says, change is hard, but after it's been done, it's all good in the long run. Oh, Drew Koser from the Off the Hosel podcast is watching, and he says, hi, hit golf balls outside Friday. Today I could be skating. 6 inches of snow here overnight in the sweatpants capital.
I know.
That is $1 billion snowfall, you guys. You have to understand the farmers are smiling like a butcher's dog right now. It was very dry around here. And by the way, I talked to the Deer Valley Golf Club. April 23rd is their target date. Did you talk to them too? You're nodding your head like you knew.
Yeah, coming. I didn't know the exact date, but I knew it was going to be in that third week.
So that's cool.
That's really cool.
And then we got a few minutes left here. This is important to make the distinction. Don Mitchell, our Navy friend, who is about 6 gin and tonics deep now, on the first day of Ramadan, says, did anyone watch a second of TSN or Sportsnet today? I did before I came here. And I watched ESPN because I try to be on top of everything. I did. But that CFL guy I talked to in Southern Ontario today said you need to understand the mindset of Southern Ontario. And by the way, I'm sorry, but I don't. And it's fine. But I can't tell you what's going to make the Argos tick. I can't tell you what's going to make the CFL tick there because I've never lived there for a day in my life. I can tell you what works here, what I think. But he goes, it's all Leafs, Raptors, Leafs, Raptors, Leafs, Raptors, MLSE, TSN Sport. Awesome. Go take it. We out here don't want that. Right? So it's just like, stop pounding the square hole, round peg. You know what I'm saying? There's room to talk about the other things out here in Western Canada, and that includes the Canadian Football League. But it really sounds to me that, we kind of covered this today, Darren, and I think you agree. The CFL could play this year. Some are guaranteeing it, but I'm not. I don't think they're going to play. I'm 60-40 against them playing for the reasons I've mentioned many times. For what? What is the end game? To save the CFL, get a few more shekels?
I know, right? Just how long do you want to prolong it for, and for what type of life and quality of life and everything else? And
you're always going to be fighting.
You're always going to be fighting. Always. So we need to at least explore something that's a little more sustainable long term.
This is crazy. I know we're almost out of time, but the fun comments are coming in now. From Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, says, TSN has been 6 hours of talking heads today, and it's been painful watching them try to make up content. Well, they got you watching. From the Hockey Club podcast in Tallahassee, Florida, says, I'm about to put the clubs away for summer. It's too hot. How's that for a mind flip?
I know. Now they're putting them away.
In Florida, they put their clubs away in the summer. From Jenna Reagan, an XFL fan in Montebello, California, who's been watching our show religiously, says, I'm trying to learn the CFL. I've started watching CFL game replays on YouTube. It's fun. I'm liking it. I'm cheering for the Red Blacks. Why not? Yeah. Is now the time to be jumping on the CFL train?
Why not? I mean, that's the thing to remember. Might not be CFL, might not be XFL, but there will be teams in Ottawa, Regina, Winnipeg.
We're out of time. We'll see you tomorrow with Gary Lawless, Nick Lewis in studio with some really big news, and Gerald Smiley from chipin.com. It's going to be great. Angering people is a gift of mine.